Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news. Alright, folks. Today we're diving into some intriguing developments that are stirring up the NFC South, and more specifically, what it means for our beloved Atlanta Falcons. As many of you know, the Falcons are at a fascinating crossroads this season. After a few years of rebuilding and restructuring, there's a real sense that this team is on the verge of something big. And recent news out of the NFL hints at a potential shakeup that could alter the division's landscape for years to come. Now, I won't spoil everything right from the start, but trust me, the pieces are falling into place, and it's going to be a wild ride for fans of Atlanta. First, let's consider the current state of the Falcons. After a solid 2022 season, where we saw remarkable growth from our quarterback, Desmond Ridder, and a defense that showed flashes of potential, expectations are sky-high for 2023. Fans are eager to see if this team can take that next step and truly compete for a playoff spot. The offense, led by Ridder, has shown promise, especially with the development of key receivers and the offensive line improving under new coaching staff. On defense, while there's still room to grow, the team has made strategic moves to bolster the unit, aiming for consistency and disruptive play. But what's really grabbing everyone's attention right now isn't just about what the Falcons are doing internally. It's about what's happening around the league, specifically in the NFC South, which has historically been a division of surprises and fierce rivalries. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, known for their dominance during Tom Brady's era, have seen some shifts, and the Carolina Panthers are in the midst of rebuilding, giving the Falcons a real shot at climbing the division ranks. The New Orleans Saints, meanwhile, are always contenders when their roster is healthy, but recent injuries and roster changes have made their outlook a bit uncertain. So the NFC South is ripe for change, and the Falcons are right in the middle of that storm. Now, here's where things get particularly interesting. There's been a lot of buzz about a significant move that could reshape the division's balance of power. And no, I'm not talking about a blockbuster trade or a signing of a superstar, at least not yet. Instead, it's about the strategic shifts and the internal developments within the Falcons that could give them a serious boost. The team's front office has been working diligently to build a roster that combines youth with experience, aiming for consistency and playoff readiness. The coaching staff, led by head coach Arthur Smith, is pushing hard to get the most out of the squad, emphasizing a balanced attack that can adapt to any game situation. One of the key elements to watch is the development of Ridder. The young quarterback has shown flashes of brilliance, and with more experience under his belt, he's poised to take a significant leap this season. His ability to manage games, extend plays, and connect with his receivers could be the catalyst that propels the Falcons into serious playoff contention. And speaking of receivers, the emergence of young talent and the strategic additions in the offseason are giving the Falcons a dynamic offensive attack. The offensive line has also improved, providing Ridder with the protection he needs to make those deep throws and execute quick passes effectively. On the defensive side, the Falcons have made some key signings and draft picks that could be game changers. While they're still developing chemistry, the potential is there for a more disruptive unit that can create turnovers and limit opponents' scoring. The coaching staff's focus on disciplined, aggressive defense is starting to show in practice and preseason performances, raising hopes that Atlanta could have one of the league's more formidable defenses this year. But what's really exciting is the division context. The NFC South has become more competitive, and the Falcons are positioning themselves as a team capable of competing with the best. The recent news about other division rivals, whether it's strategic moves or injuries, adds layers to this story. For example, if the Buccaneers are facing uncertainties or the Panthers continue their rebuilding process, the Falcons could capitalize on that momentum, especially if Ridder continues to develop and the defense tightens up. It's a perfect storm where Atlanta's youthful core and strategic planning might finally come together to make a serious playoff push. Now, let's talk about some specific stats and details that really highlight the Falcons' current trajectory. Last season, the team's offensive yardage improved significantly, with Ritter throwing for over 600 yards and 9 touchdowns in a limited start. That's a promising sign, especially considering he's only getting more comfortable with the playbook. The offensive line's pass block win rate has also increased, giving Ritter more time to make decisions and find open receivers. The running game, anchored by Bijan Robinson, is expected to be a major factor again this year. Robinson's explosiveness and vision make him one of the most exciting young backs in the league, and he's already proven he can be a game changer. On defense, the team's ability to create turnovers and pressure the quarterback will be crucial. While they're still working on consistency, there are promising signs from the preseason, with the defensive line showing more penetration and the secondary communicating better. The coaching staff's emphasis on disciplined execution is paying off, and if they can maintain that throughout the season, Atlanta could be a real nightmare for opposing offenses. And while we're on the subject of expectations, it's important to remember that the NFC South is far from a one-team division. The Saints, despite their recent challenges, always have the talent to turn things around, and the Panthers' young core is developing fast. But the Falcons' mix of young talent, strategic acquisitions, and a motivated coaching staff might just give them the edge this year. The division race will be intense, and every game will count, especially when it comes to divisional matchups that could determine playoff seeding. Now, coming back to the big picture, the NFL landscape is always shifting, and the Falcons are positioning themselves as a team that could rise quickly if everything clicks into place. The key will be consistency, health, and continued development of young players like Ritter and Robinson. If they stay on this trajectory, the Falcons could be looking at a postseason run that surprises many analysts and fans alike. And with the division potentially opening up, this might be the year Atlanta finally takes that leap into the top tier of the league. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Looking ahead, all eyes are on the upcoming games and how the team will perform under pressure. The schedule is challenging, but that's nothing new for the Falcons. They've faced adversity before and come out stronger. The key will be to maintain the momentum from the offseason, to keep developing chemistry on both sides of the ball, and to execute game plans with precision. If they can do that, there's no reason they can't surprise a few divisions and even secure a playoff spot. The fan base is buzzing, and rightly so. The optimism is high, and for good reason. When you see the talent assembled, the strategic planning, and the hunger to succeed, it's hard not to get excited about what this team can achieve. The players are motivated, the coaching staff is innovative, and the organization as a whole seems ready to make a statement in 2023. Every win, every yard gained, every turnover forced adds to that momentum, and the Falcons are in a prime position to capitalize on it. And to wrap it all up, I want to emphasize that this isn't just about one season. It's about building a foundation for sustained success. The Falcons are laying the groundwork for a future where they're not just contenders, but champions. The current developments, the young talent, and the division dynamics all point to an exciting era ahead. So, Falcons fans, stay optimistic, stay loud, and stay ready because this season could be one of the most memorable in recent history. The road to the Super Bowl is long, but with the way things are shaping up, Atlanta might just be the team everyone's talking about come playoff time. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Falcons!